What it do, YouTube? It is that time of week again, and it is a big week. Big New England week. Hey, every time we end up doing a Miami Dolphins preview for the New England Patriots, the dislikes outrank the likes. So I'm expecting a whole bunch of dislikes on this video. Before we get into the preview part, I want to cover a few things. Like, first of all, I want to go ahead and cover that Le'Veon trade rumor stuff. Everybody's wanting him to be traded to the Miami Dolphins. Look, to be honest with you, he is not going to be a fit for us, to be honest. Like, look at how much Le'Veon Bell is worth. He wants top dollar, and if we end up coming to the Miami Dolphins, he's not going to be able to take a role where he's going to want to be rotational in our lineup. Look at our lineup. We rotate our receivers. We sit back and we'll rotate back and forth with our running back. And plus Kenyon Drake, he's our guy. Frank Gore, he's our guy. So I don't see that end up working out. And even if, like, is it really worth it to sit back and trade for Le'Veon Bell for 1 year? Because we're not going to sign him to a multi-million-dollar deal. We're not doing that. So let's go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and get that out the window right now. Now let's go ahead and talk about this William Hayes real quick, because William Hayes out for the season. Andre Branch is going to be out for a couple of weeks. If I remember correctly, some individuals sat back and said that before the season even started, that Robert Quinn signing was a waste of time and it was a waste of money. Well, trade was a waste of time, a waste of money. And like I said before, like, you can never have too many defensive linemen to rush the passer. And like us, it's the next guy up. Like, if you don't have a pass rush, you cannot put pressure on the quarterback. And it goes to show this week we have Tom Brady this week, and we need to put pressure on Tom Brady. Tom Brady will eat you up if you don't have no pressure on him, if you're not bumping him every single play. Now, him tearing his ACL, William Hayes tearing his ACL in the game against the Raiders last week. Yeah, as you can see in the replay, you can see he was trying not to put his body weight on the quarterback. That's becoming a big, huge issue, that roughing the passer call. Honestly, I think it's got to be one of the worst rule changes in NFL history, to be honest. I understand they're trying to sit back and protect the quarterback, but it's getting ridiculous. Players is getting hurt. And unfortunately, it had to be one of my players. William Hayes was our best run stuffer. He was versatile enough to play the defensive end and the defensive tackle position. It's just crazy that we just end up losing William Hayes due to him trying to make a safe play, trying to tackle Derek Carr. Now, last but not least, hey, the Cowboys, they trying to make a trade, man. They trying to make a trade. They need a playmaker. I just got this perfect scenario for the Dallas Cowboys, and that would be us go ahead and giving them Devontae Parker, and they just giving us, go ahead and give us one of them offensive linemen like Lionel Collins. How about Lionel Collins? I'll take Lionel Collins, even though he was supposed to be a Miami Dolphin a couple weeks back. Yeah, I would take a Lionel Collins. So we're gonna sit back and talk. Just think about that for a second, Dallas Cowboys fans, how that would work out for us both. I apologize to those who are like wondering where the face cam is at. I literally went out to go buy me a new face cam, and I'm trying to get it connected right now. Ever since I got it connected, like, the whole computer just crashed. I can't even do anything right now. So I'm trying to do the best that I can. Now let's go ahead and cover the breakdown of the AFC East right now. More of the Miami Dolphins looking down upon the rest of the AFC East. Of course, the New England Patriots ended up taking the L to the Detroit Lions. The Buffalo Bills ended up shocking the world by beating the Minnesota Vikings. I'm extremely pissed off with the Vikings because Kirk Cousins and Stephon Diggs was on my fantasy team, and it cost me my millie. The New York Jets, I believe they took another loss too. Hey, look, to be honest with you, we had this conversation earlier before. Sam Darnold, still not my favorite quarterback coming out this class. Josh Rosen looked even better than him, and he ended up almost leading the comeback against the Bears last week with the Arizona Cardinals. So, I'm not impressed with Sam Darnold. I'm really not impressed with Sam Darnold. But anyway, getting into the preview part, looking at it defensively for the Miami Dolphins. Look, well, before we even get to the defense, I want to sit back and say this. we cannot come out and play scared, because every time we end up going up to New England, we end up being a little bit too conservative. We end up being scared, like we being like in a shell of ourselves, like we're just not ready to play. Like we need to be able to play. Like it is very, very important that we do not make the mistakes against New England. I know they've been struggling over the past few weeks, but let's not let them get back into their groove playing against us, because that is not going to be a good look. Now, defensively, like I said before, we had to put consistent pressure on Tom Brady. I don't care if we don't have to get the sack, as long as we're bumping him and making sure that our presence is known. I feel like I say this every single year. Like we have to hit him and mixing up I don't even think, to be honest, I do think that we should mix up the coverage a little bit, but to be honest, I think we have the corners out there. Xavier and Howard made big plays that last week against the Raiders. I feel like we can match up the receivers one-on-one, and I'm getting tired of these analysts sit back and saying that the Detroit Lions have the blueprint to stopping Gronk. Look, if you look at the Miami Dolphins over the past couple of years, we sat back and bracketed Gronk. We chipped him with a linebacker and had our safety Rashad Jones sit back and check him one-on-one. Sometimes it'll be a backer. But this year, like I said last week, when it came down to Jared Cook, have Minka Fitzpatrick check him. They didn't do that last week, but Jerome Baker did a somewhat of a good job checking Jared Cook last week. So I expect the same thing. Go ahead and let Minka Fitzpatrick check him. Let Jared Cook check him. Have a mix up, chip him a little bit, and end up bracketing him like teams have been going to show over the past couple of weeks. And I feel like we can win on the matchups on the outside with the receivers, with Chris Hogan and I don't know if Josh Gordon is playing, but I think we can have the matchups on the outside. So I think that'll take care of itself. We just have to focus on Gronk. Rex Burkhead is out for the season. We just got to worry about White. Worry about White and Sony, so we good. Now, offensively, when it comes down to it, they're getting torched up. The New England Patriots getting torched up through the pass and through the run, so we could pick our poison. But last week, it goes to show that we did a terrible job of running the ball. I don't know what is going on. Maybe they was prepared for us to run the ball on them, but I think the only way for this to work, because to be honest with you, Tannehill struggles in New England. Tannehill really struggles in New England. So with that being said, they cannot sit back and man us up one-on-one. So I think we can beat them with that matchup with Albert Wilson, Jakeem Grant, Kenny Stills. Expect our receivers to make a lot of big plays in this game, because they don't have anybody in that secondary to sit back and run with them. They don't have anybody. So I'm expecting those receivers to make some big plays. Running game, I'm not expecting them to do great, but I really feel like they will struggle. But other than that, man, that's all I got. Let me know what you guys think. You know what it is. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. But oh, hold up. Fuck, I'm fucking up. Hold up. Pause. Don't cut the video off. The final score. I have the Miami Dolphins winning it 24-20. 24-20. Miami Dolphins 4-0, taking the dub in New England the first time in, was it almost 8 years? You know what it is. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Now we're done. This is GreatOne DeVore. I'm up out of here.